Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Case Tech, where we handle everything techie. Now for the next couple of days we will be running videos on BlackMagic Design. Alright, BlackMagic Design. BlackMagic is one of the companies that has been producing great studio quality product, or great quality studio product, I beg your pardon, from cameras to switchers and mixers to recorders and converters and connectors. In fact, BlackMagic products are great products, right? I can personally tell you that because I use their products, from cameras to display screens to switchers to recorders to mix connectors to converters, and they've been great so far. All right, they've been wonderful, they've been marvelous. Right, so I recommend BlackMagic for you, or to you, for your multimedia production material as equipment. Right, now let's dive into today's video. As you can see, I've got a couple of BlackMagic Design products on my table here, from converters to connectors to recorders. All right, I'm going to begin with this small one here. All right, this is a BlackMagic Design micro converter. All right, it's an HDMI to SDI converter. All right, HDMI to SDI converter. Now, as you might have noticed, your mixers or switchers usually have SDI and HDMI input ports, right? And your cameras or mixers mostly have both, all right? But most of the times, more of SDI input ports than HDMI. Just a few HDMI to complement, all right? Now, but not all cameras have both output ports, that is SDI and HDMI ports, okay? Some cameras, your prosumer cameras, like the older prosumer cameras, the smaller, weaker cameras, usually have both, or maybe not both, mostly HDMI outputs and then BNC output ports. BNC kind of look like SDI, right? Okay, so those prosumer cameras usually have HDMI outputs, BNC outputs, but not so much SDI. Not a lot of them have SDI outputs, okay? And like I said, most of your modern day mixers or switchers have more SDI input ports, right? Now, so if you find yourself using a camera that doesn't have an SDI output, right? Just an HDMI output, and then your mixers or your switcher has more SDI input, so which means you need more SDI coming in to your mixers. To be able to use that camera on that mixer or switcher, you need converters like this, okay? Now, from your camera, all you have to do is your output from the camera into the input on the converter here, the HDMI input on the converter, and then you get your SDI output into your switcher or your mixer. All right. Now, like I said when I started, BlackMagic Design products usually give 1080 full HD quality pictures, all right, videos. Okay, they are great products. You see it here looking very small, but it's very powerful. Trust me. And this device, okay, has a port here for a USB port, probably for updating the software if there is an update available. All right, so this here is a micro converter, HDMI to SDI converter, right? A BlackMagic Design product. Now let's go on to the next. This here is a BlackMagic Design mini converter, SDI to analog. All right, SDI to analog. Now, this is not so much in use in the Western world, the developed world, where everybody has gone digital, right? This is more applicable to developing and third world countries, okay? Unfortunately, I happen to be from a developing country, right? So we still have stations that transmit analog signals, all right? Not all our stations are digitalized, transmit digital signals. So this product is very useful for us, all right? And for every other person who still transmits analog signals. Now you know that everybody wants a clear picture. Everybody wants sharp videos. Nobody wants to watch that blur video anymore. Okay, so we all have to upgrade, right? But our transmitters at the final end transmit just analog signal. So Well, by the time we get our HD cameras, the full HD cameras, 1080, 4K cameras, we get our good switchers, more than the switchers, mixers, we get switch converters, and then we produce our video in complete HD or digital quality. And then it gets to the point where we need to transmit the signal out, and we don't have that capacity. What do? We need these converters, all right? With these converters, we get our SDI signal in. That's our digital signal in, all right? And then we can actually now get compressed analog signals out, all right? So what you need to do is like to connect a BNC head, and then you connect your AV cable, all right? The composite cable, all right? Giving you analog signal, all right? So don't be scared to upgrade, to get new cameras, to get full HD cameras, to get 4K cameras. Don't be scared to get good switchers. Don't be scared to get HD quality or digital quality materials, equipment, right? You have this, all right? So your final analog product can actually still be gotten out with this, all right? Now, one thing about this converter is that it does not have an inbuilt battery, okay? It doesn't have an inbuilt battery. It uses a 12-volt adapter, all right? So you have to connect your 12-volt adapter in here, all right, to power the device. And when it's powered, it brings an indicator light that lets you know that, yeah, it's working, okay? And then when there's signal, there's also indicator lights to tell you, yeah, there's signal coming in, there's signal going out, everything's working just fine, all right? So I recommend this for you, all your TV stations, media houses that still output analog signal. Go get your BlackMagic SDI to analog converter today, all right? It's quite affordable too, you must take note, it's quite affordable. BlackMagic designs are quite affordable. For the quality, I mean, it's surprisingly affordable, all right? And there are some more controls over here. When you get it, you get your manual, you go through it. I'm sure you'll be able to understand. But if you you have this and you've not been able to understand this full use, please drop a question or request in the comment section, and then we'll make a video for you to direct you on how to use this part of the converter, all right? Now to the next. This is BlackMagic Design battery converter. Okay, it's called the battery converter because it's got an inbuilt battery. It doesn't need it uses direct power as well. This direct power, you can actually flip your battery off and on if you want to use direct. You can see that's a 12-volt port, a 12-volt adapter port, and so you plug it in. If you want to use direct current, you put off your battery, it's battery off. If you don't want to use direct current, you want to use the battery power, you put on the battery power. You just switch over here, okay? So like we said, it's a HDMI to SDI converter. This does basically what this does, all right? Does basically the same thing, just that like we said, this has both battery power and uses direct current, okay? This here is still a BlackMagic Design battery converter, but it is in an opposite direction to this. While this is HDMI to SDI, this is SDI to HDMI, right? So just like the other one, it has the same 12-volt adapter port where you plug in an adapter. It uses both direct current and battery power. Direct current, battery power, okay? So what you just do is you plug in your SDI input source here. Either of the port works, right? But basically this is the main port. This is a loop port, so to use this port. So you plug in your SDI source here, and then you take out your HDMI port or source here. This, for some mixers that have program view or the program port as SDI port, or your multi-view port to be SDI port. All right, you know that on your switchers, your mixers, you have a program output, you have that's PGM output port, you have the multi-view output port. Multi-view output port is where you get to see all your cameras and then select the one you want at a particular point in time, right? Now, if your switcher or your mixer happens to have PGM and multi-view ports in SDI, that are SDIs, and then your preview screens, maybe you're using television screens that have just HDMI inputs, composite inputs, RF inputs, but no SDI inputs, and you want to send signal from your mixer, your switcher to your television, what you need is this, all right? With this, you get a short SDI cable that you send in signal into the SDI input port here, and then you take out video from the HDMI port into your television, so you can see your program and your preview videos. All right, that's that. This is BlackMagic Design mini converter SDI to HDMI. This practically does the same thing as this. Okay, they both do the same thing. All right, so they're both SDI to HDMI converters. All right, so these are much like the much older versions or the much older brands. Okay, I got this about sometime 2012, 2013, right? But this one I got sometime last year, right? Last year, 2020. Okay, so these are like much newer brands. Okay, still have, but the difference between this and this is that this has battery power, like I said. That is why you can switch. You can switch from direct current to battery power. But this, on the other hand, does not have battery power. Okay, it uses just power, direct current. Okay, so you need to connect your adapter in, power it, SDI in, HDMI out, and that's it. I'd like to talk about this. This is a camera recorder. This is a BlackMagic Design camera recorder. This is called a recorder though, but it also does some level of direct conversion. Okay, if you're doing straight mixing, okay, it does some level of conversion. It does conversion, not some level. It actually converts. All right. I love this device. It's a great device. The first thing I have to say about this is the power. The battery power is awesome. The battery power is super awesome. Trust me, you get this and you will be happy forever that you did. Alright? Now, BlackMagic is not paying me to do this. Alright? I have no direct contact with BlackMagic administrators. Okay? I am doing this basically out of passion. Alright? So don't think this is some way of hyping BlackMagic or anything. No. I am doing this out of passion. I have never contacted BlackMagic. We have no contact so far in any way whatsoever, right? Except when I have to contact the customer care, when I have a problem with my products or whatever, right? They didn't send me to do this. I'm just telling you that this is a great product. The battery power for this product is super awesome. I charge this to full and I can use it for a week. Trust me, a week, 2 hours, 3 hours a day for a week, and it is still alive. It is still working, right? So like I said, it's a camera recorder. It has audio input, audio in. It has SDI in. If your camera has an SDI output, SDI in. It has HDMI in if your camera has an HDMI output. And then it has SDI out. If you want to do direct mixing, right? Say you take HDMI out from your camera into HDMI in, and you have SDI out and SDI input in your mixer. You take SDI out here straight to your mixer. It also has HDMI output as well. Another beautiful thing is you can actually talk to your cameraman using this device, right? Like this device has a talkback. It has talkback capabilities. Like this is a microphone port, this is your headphone port. See that? So your cameraman or the camera stand with this on the camera can actually have a headphone, mouthpiece plugged in, earpiece plugged in, and then he talks and you get the signal. Of course, SDI and HDMI actually outputs both video and audio signal. So the guy on the other end or the mixer end you can actually communicate directly with your cameraman. You don't have need for talkbacks, to buy extra talkbacks. It saves money. It saves money for you. Right? It has fiber optic input and output port. That's it there. And of course, it has a USB port if you need to update your device. If you need to update the device, all right? And then a power port. This power port can be used for charging, can be used as direct current. Okay. So, like I said, this is a camera recorder. Now let's look at the front. When you want to go for an outdoor program and you want to record, you don't want to use a memory card when you record directly. What you do is, of course, if it's SDI out which you have in your camera, SDI out, SDI in, right? It's plugged in, and then you power on. Okay. Oh, sorry, this is not charged yet. I haven't. I just unboxed this. Actually, I have not charged it. It's down. Well, you power on. When you power on, you see an indicator light here. Of course, the power gives you green light up, and then you just begin to do your work. you just begin to record. You click on the video symbol here, and then you record video. All right. When you're done, you get back to your studio. You can now connect out into your camera, into your mixer, whatever capturing device you're using, and then you record your video out. So, like I said, this is one great product I can recommend. Of course, I'm recommending every other product there, but I'm saying this is super awesome. This is a BlackMagic Design camera recorder. Okay. Now, to the last product we have here. This is a BlackMagic Design connector box. Well, I don't know what you call it. A lot of people call it different things. Some call it breaker box. Some call it connector box. What it does is you can use it to get video signal in and out of your mixer or your iMac or MacBook Pro. All right. So this is a BlackMagic breakout box or connector box, like I said, and it has HDMI in and HDMI out. All right. So say you get your program out from your mixer, HDMI, you plug it in here, and then you want to stream your video, maybe through Telestream Wirecast to your YouTube, Facebook Live, Ustream, whatever the case may be. From your mixer, you program out, your switcher or mixer program out into your HDMI in, and then with your Firewire or Thunderbolt, whatever the case may be, depending on the kind of port you have, depending on the model, it depends if it's going to be Thunderbolt, Firewire, whatever the case may be, you get your cable out here into your iMac or MacBook Pro, and that gives your system video, right, a program out video to stream to various channels, whatever channels you want to stream to. All right. So this is a BlackMagic Design breakout box, or whatever you choose to call it. All right. So there you have it, guys. These are the products we're going to be talking about today from BlackMagic. So for now, well, like we said, if you have any questions, use the comment section, drop your comments, and we'll get back to you. All right. So remember to like and subscribe to our channel, recommend to your friends, and we'll get back to you next time. See you. Bye bye.